So there is a difference between me and other men, and that's why I'm showing you this car. What I mean is, sometimes it takes some men to get older before they start appreciating antique, classic. When it comes to vehicle, then you could say maybe vintage. Or you could also regard it as classic cars, depending on the year. Unfortunately for some men, it's only when they get old that they tap into that masculinity. Fortunately for me, it has always been there because I started that earlier in my life to appreciate this kind of stuff. Or you could call it kind of masculine technology. I don't know if such phrase exists, but hey, that's the one I coined mine. Because cars like this were actually produced in the time when masculinity was factored in when producing or designing actually some cars, compared to what we have today, which is 25th of August 2025. When you look at brand new vehicles, you can tell the difference. What I mean by I started earlier was I've owned 4 505. So it's not like, oh, I just started today. No, I started much earlier. You could say, well, maybe I had the opportunity, which most men did not have. You could be right, because earlier in my life, when I was basically still a kid, I was opportuned, or was privileged, probably a better word, was privileged to be in a 504 for a very long time at my, probably before I even puberty kicked in, so you could say maybe that was what shaped my passion for cars like this. It's not just interest. And what I say is it's kind of an unfortunate thing for some other men, because some men actually grew up. I'm confident our current men, men who are at my age or even older, they grew up in the same condition I grew up in. They actually owned and bought these cars at that time, or probably grew up in the family where their father or their mother had these cars. They also drove them, experienced them, but they moved on quickly. They even discarded them like, hey, it's not just about Peugeot 505 or Peugeot 504. I'm talking about cars of those era, cars that have those kind of masculine energy. Every part of it, the exterior, the interior, the engine bay, the suspension, everything sparkling like this, masculinity. They walked away. I recalled my second 505, probably when I've already become full adult. Not my second, no, my third 505, which is the V6 one. You have no idea the kind of mockery men of my age, older and younger, made that I chose the car. People like me don't bother sometimes trying to explain why we still drive this car, why we still appreciate and value this car. Sometimes even more than the newer vehicle that has more power, more gadgets, more luxury, you name it, quicker, faster, more fuel economical. But nothing of all, no matter all those things that those new cars possess, they still don't come close to the kind of value I have for cars like this. It's not even because of the look. It's because of what they do when you are behind the wheel. There were a lot of offers when I got my third 505, which were quite high. I mean, quite high for me to give up on the car. As in, logically, it wouldn't make any sense to tell somebody, hey, do you know that one or two persons offered me this amount to sell the 505 VCs to them? But it's still with me. So I don't know. I would say and also a lot of guys still have access to this type of cars. I'm talking about people in Europe, Australia, um, America as well, USA, Canada. Yeah, they still drive cars like this, 504, 404, 505. Name it, other brand. You have Beetle, you have what's this Mercedes Benz W is it 123? I don't remember. I don't not so the model of E-Class that was produced at the time of the 504, 505. That's the one more common because at that time I don't think the C-Class was in production. C-Class was much later, you know. Of course, we have S-Class, which were also part of the cars I'm referring to. The S-Class of those era. Every other model, Volvo 240, 244, even 760, you could say yeah, because they can still be regarded as such vehicles. So 300B, I think there's one 180K or 180, I've forgotten. Those are all that give us in our era, I understand. These cars drive differently. Well, you could say drove differently at that time. I mean, the way they move, the sound, you don't buy them for speed. They could have power. Trust me, my 505 VC is something else. I'm not saying it's the quickest VCs I have, but man, yeah, you'll be surprised how crazy it could make you behind the wheel. It just makes you lose your mind. You lose all your senses. You lose all your discipline just to hear the sound of that engine on higher speed. Just to see how the car behaves with the sound it produces as it's making those characters. Press the throttle a little bit harder, boom, the tail pushes up like this, the tail goes down. Man, I'm enjoying life, I won't lie to you. I'm not saying it's all good all the time, but man, that car is something else, you know. So, yeah, challenges, yeah, sometimes I do have challenges, driving a car like this. Not everybody is happy that you pull a car like this, trust me. Some people here who appreciate you to see maintain a car like this in the condition, that I have them. While some people, they see it as if, just envy, hey, pull him down. Because I messed up. I had the opportunity, I messed up. I probably was one of those that made mockery of him when he got the car. I was one of those that said you will never last. You are very stupid to buy a car like this. So this video is just to appreciate my car, and also for you guys who are into this kind of cars, because it doesn't mean you don't have other cars. Even when this is the only car you have, so what? But for some reasons, and also that some people that currently have cars like this, they have it because of status. Yeah, this kind of car commands different respect if you are a man. I'm telling you as an owner, not one, not two. Okay, currently two anyway. It commands different respect from other men to you. You probably might not need it, but I'm saying it comes. Whether you demand or expect it or not, it flows. So some buy it because, okay, they have the money, let me buy it, because actually it separates men from boys. It separates some kind of, you get a point. Like I said, sometimes it's about age. But people like me, I knew from the start the value of cars like this, and I held on to it. At no point did not, that from the age I started driving, that I did not have access to this vehicle. I'm talking of cars like this. Because even before I bought my 505 V6, I have one at home. But I was like, you know what? No. Yes, I enjoyed it. It's still there. I don't know if I still have any parts for the vehicle. However, it's either the 505 GTI or 505 V6. If not, no more. At least at that moment. So my point is, from the age I started driving, in other words, I started driving in the early 90s. Till today, which is 25th August 2025, I've always had access to cars like this. Not just the 505, I'm talking of cars like this. Access means ownership. That's what I mean. Never at once did I let go of it. I said, oh, let me sell all of them off. Then maybe 2-3 years later, I started regretting, hey, let me buy another one quick before they cease to exist. No, I always have them. Even the more I buy other cars, the more I see the men and the... In fact, none of the cars I bought has been able to take the value, the appreciation I have for cars like this. I'm talking of my own personal ones. Okay, so it's just an appreciation, so yeah, it's good enough, and you can still get yours, trust me, you can. It might not be that easy anymore, but you can. I always tell people, they always ask me, among the current 505 that I have, which one will I sell? If that's... I was like, okay, worst case scenario, yeah, I can be able to give this one up if the price is encouraging. What I mean by price is, I could tell you any amount I feel like. If you start making noise, I'll just walk away from you. I won't even waste time. Because the price I'm telling you is not because I'm telling you to get the money out of you. But the price, I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe I can let it go and still be able to have something for whatever I said, to look for another one and build it up to this level. You have no idea what I spent to get this car to this condition. So you don't expect me to just... Because my expectation is, I'm getting another one which could take another, who knows, months, if not years, to then I get something as clean as this one. It means I still have to, bring it up to my taste. Doesn't mean I'll buy it in shabby condition, but I have my taste when it comes to cars like this. So I'm going to put it back in that taste, especially in the original state, in the original condition, as much as possible. That's how I do my cars. So like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you are in Europe, if you are in UK, if you are in Nigeria, if you are in America, these cars are still available. No longer common on the road, but you can actually get yours. From the 70s, that's why they started this production, to the 80s. Alright, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and I'll see you in the next one.